Hey everyone, it's Mari. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel today. I have a layout process here for JustNick Digital Cut Files design team. And I'm just going to start out here with these floral pieces from the cut file Basic Flowers 2. And what I did was I took just a variety of different pattern papers from my stash to create the different layers for these floral pieces. So I put the different pieces on, or the different pattern papers onto my silhouette cut mat, and I cut out a variety of different sizes and shapes from that cut file so that I could create layers with these different flowers. So you can just see me here. I'm taking my liquid adhesive and I'm going to glue these different layers together, and I am going to finish some of my little floral pieces off with enamel dots in the center from the Dear Lizzie Lovely Day collection. I end up using quite a bit of that collection on this layout, but some of the pattern papers are not from that collection. They're from Amy Tangerine. I think I've got a paper here from one of the Paige Evans collections from Pink Paisley as well. And I just chose different pattern papers that I thought would complement this pattern paper here, which I'm going to be backing the bamboo background cut file with. And I just really love these different colors. They're so pretty, and I did have quite a few different pattern paper choices in my stash to complement that. Now, these colors all go very nicely with the photograph that I'll show you here in a minute. So I'm just going to size that pattern paper down here, and you can see that this is just a really cool cut file. And the reason why I wanted to use a pattern paper with a lot of different colors in it is because obviously I wasn't going to be able to individually back every one of these little tiny cuts. So what I wanted to do was choose a pattern paper that had a lot of colors in it, and this paper is perfect. I absolutely love this paper. It was one of my favorites from that Dear Lizzie Lovely Day collection, and it's just these really pretty watercolor flowers, and you can see the little pops of color behind there, which just creates a really interesting strip across the center of the layout. Now, my idea was to just take these different floral pieces to embellish the layout. And here's my photograph, and you can see a lot of the color inspiration came from the different things in the photograph, like the beautiful blue water in the background and Brady's navy shirt and so on. So I wanted to use this navy paper, still from that Dear Lizzie collection, that's got that really shiny embossing on it. And I wanted to use that to mount my photo, as well as another little focal point on one of the corners, just to create that navy, or continue the navy theme from that patterned floral paper that's behind my cut file. So I'm just going to take my trimming tool here, and I'm going to gut the paper so that I still have enough of that paper left if I want to back another layout with it. And I just thought it would be really perfect for that. I'm going to just take that center chunk out, and I'm going to use that navy paper as part of the mat for the layout. And I'm also going to use a corner of that for the corner of my layout as well. Now, as I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, I really want to back this with the navy, but first I think I want to use this rose gold glitter paper as a mat for the layout as well. So you'll see some rose gold accents on the layout here as we go through. And I'm going to just trim this up. I'm going to just roughly cut it, and then I'll trim it up using my Creative Memories little trimmer to get it a little bit more straight and even. And that Dear Lizzie collection does have some rose gold accents, and one of the die cuts that I'm going to be using on the layout from Dear Lizzie Lovely Day is this little car, and I'll show it to you in a second. It has rose gold foil on it, and I just like that, and I wanted to continue that throughout the layout. So there's that little car. I wanted to use that because it's perfect for the layout. This layout is about a road trip that these two recently went on to Kelowna, and that's what this photograph is the two of them in front of one of the lakes there. And they just did a lot of really nice outdoorsy kind of stuff when they were on this trip. And I just wanted to, just make this a really pretty summery layout using those that floral cut file, and then of course using that bamboo background file as the sort of another interesting aspect of this layout for sure. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to take that rose gold mat and I'm going to map that onto this navy paper. And so I'll just have those two mats for my photographs. So I'm just going to roughly cut this here, and then I'm going to just trim that up again and straighten it out a little bit more with my little Creative Memories trimmer again. So you'll just see me just getting that done there. I have printed this photograph in 3.5 by 3.5. Printed that on my little Epson PictureMate. I love that little printer. It's such a fun little unit to use. It's so handy and quick. And I really love printing square photos with that. I don't know if it's the influence of Instagram or what, but I do really love using square photographs on my layouts. And I like this size because it's still pretty large. It's large enough so that you can obviously really see what's happening in the photograph easily. And I just like how that looks on the layout. Now I'm going to take that leftover piece of navy paper, I'm going to cut a chunk of it off on an angle to create a corner, and I'm going to glue that up in the top corner there just to create a little bit more navy in the layout. And I'll just adhere that down using my little tape runner here in the corner, and then I'm going to fold that corner over and staple it just to create, like I said, just that little bit of navy up in that top corner in an interesting way. So I'll just kind of roll that over lightly, and then you'll see me just take my little stapler here from Stampin' Up, and I will create a little staple there. Now I just wanted that roll to be a little more rounded than flat and crushed. So I just took my little pen there and and then I flatten it again. So later on I will pop that up again a little bit. So now I'm just taking my photograph and my little floral pieces here, and I'm just kind of trying to decide where I want everything to be. I don't want everything to be really linear. I want it to sort of look just kind of interesting. So I'm popping things around so that they're just sort of in a random placement. Now this is from the Dear Lizzie chipboard sheet. It's obviously the word laugh, and that's going to be one of the focal pieces for the title for the layout. And then these are just some of the other embellishments from that collection. So I've got the little car and then another little die cut floral piece. I have one of the little sticky brads that says live today on it. And these are some of the other little glitter floral pieces that I cut from the Basic Flowers 2 cut file. And I'm just taking some of the puffy stickers from that puffy sticker sheet from Dear Lizzie as well. I'm just going to mess around with them and see where I might want to put them. I eventually end up leaving that navy corner at the top just empty and blank because it does have the detail of that embossing on it. You may not be able to see that very well on camera, but it is there, and it does actually finish that area off without there having to be any, stickers or anything like that there. So I'm just kind of looking at it and I'm thinking, what else do I want? And I decide I want to put another one of those sticky wooden buttons. And these are just some little circular pieces from the Basic Flowers 2 cut file that I cut using that rose gold glitter paper. I'm going to sort of stick them around the layout, kind of like confetti. And I like how that just picks up on the little bit of rose gold again and that glittery, just getting that glitter theme going again. So you'll just see me adding some of those little glittery pieces here and there, and I will stick those down just with a little bit of liquid adhesive. Now I am taking these little alphas from October Afternoon. These are such cute little alphas. I do tend to hoard these a little bit just because I believe at this point they are no longer available. And I am going to create the word often using those. I really love the interesting, use of the different alphas together in a title. I just think it looks good. And with that chipboard laugh, and then I'm just spelling out the word often, that is going to be my title. And in the journaling, I will refer back to the idea of laugh often. Now what I'm showing you here is I just took my pencil and I drew out some straight lines with my ruler, and then I did some sewing on those lines just with a little bit of aqua colored thread. I'm just showing you there that I used my Pentel Hybrid Technica 03 pen to do my journaling. And my little journaling area is just going to be off to the side there in that white space. I could have also put it underneath the title, but I just like the idea of using some of that white space over to the side as well. Using sewing for journaling is actually kind of a neat idea, and it's something that I do every once in a while. Hey, that's my layout today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and definitely head over to the JustNick Studio blog and check out the different cut files in the shop. I'll see you again. Bye-bye.